Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 common things that stop career progression. So I'm a director at a surveying and architectural firm, and I see these things time and time again slow people down, delay promotions, and actually stops people from really enjoying their job. So the first thing is not knowing what to say when you don't know. I think we've all had the time when we were in a client meeting or were chatting with the boss about a various project, and you get that just bullet question that you just have no idea about how to answer. And you're standing there like some sort of deer in the headlights, umming and ahhing like it's your first day on the job. This is actually sort of totally normal, and I've seen people who are 20-30 years into their career not knowing an answer to a particular question. But it's not really a problem. What is a problem, and I see this stopping so many people excelling in their careers, is not knowing how to deal with it. And it is really important, as it will improve your credibility and your influence actually inside and outside of work. And the best thing is it's actually really simple. So there are 3 sentences to remember for this type of situation. Number 1, okay, I had the same question. Let me check and get back to you by the end of the day. Number 2, good question. I do not have the information to hand, but let me talk to John in the company who's a subject matter expert, and I'll get back to you. So really simple, but how much better does that sound compared to, I don't know? Like, think about it. I don't know is not an answer, and it makes you look really, really clueless. Okay, so next is time management. So it is important, almost obviously, because if you're missing deadlines, have unfinished projects, then your low productivity will show up in performance reviews. It will impact any potential salary increase, promotions, and you'll actually probably end up getting the least interesting projects, which will make you less motivated in work anyway. So there's actually a whole load of research that shows that time management has got a direct link with career progression. Furthermore, being late for meetings and arriving late for work is unbelievably frustrating for others who have got there on time. Some quick time management strategies that I like to use: time boxing. This is a really good hack, and it's basically where you give yourself a set time to complete tasks, put it in your calendar, and you block out that time. For example, tomorrow, Monday, I know at 10 AM I'm going to be doing a report on X for a certain person, and it's going to take me 4 hours. And you can make this time more productive by doing things like putting your email on auto response or putting your phone onto voicemail. That way you're fully in the zone, fully concentrating, and it really just means you can output more. So the second technique is, if you're not 5 minutes early, you're late. Basically, leave 5 minutes early for everything. This way there is no stress if something comes up, if you bump into a mate on the street or you have a car problem. You may need more time depending on the situation, of course, but it's just generally speaking. Basically, it just makes a massive difference to your credibility. And it's such an easy way to make yourself look more interested and motivated for the job, even if you don't like the job. No, nobody will ever complain about you being 5 minutes early, but they will complain about you being 5 minutes late. So improve your career progression by stepping up your time management skills. Okay, so next on the list is listening. So I would strongly argue that if you do not come across as an active listener, you really are not fostering a good relationship at work, and actually outside of work with friends or whoever. Basically, listening and being curious is the easiest way to create good relationships and become significantly more likable. And there is a really good example in a book called You're Not Listening by Kate Murphy, who talks about an ex-FBI hostage negotiator called Gary Nestor, who has a whole variety of approaches to achieve a successful negotiation. But interestingly, one of the most important strategies he has is active listening and showing genuine curiosity. Dale Carnegie also talks about this in his monumental book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And he even says that you can become instantly more likable by showing genuine curiosity to another person. So how to improve listening skills? Firstly, I think it starts with intent. Start by caring about what the other person is saying, even if it's a little bit boring, just get into it. Secondly, shut down your internal dialogue. Take away your opinions, take away judgments, and just listen. And thirdly, don't interrupt. This is unbelievably annoying. If you want to show that you're following along, then use non-verbal affirmations like slight head tilt or a slow nod. And fourthly, and maybe the most important, is actually just become curious. Try and commit some critical information to memory. For example, think about the last time you spoke to some person, I don't know, a year ago, and they remembered a key bit of information that you told them about yourself. It's a really good feeling. So listen, and I believe will make an improvement for your career progression and life. Okay, so number 4 is not focusing on well-rounded skills. This is your soft skills. So your leadership, communication, team working. So what I've noticed time and time again is there are people who are 10, 20 years in front of me in their career, and they just have an inability to be polite, inability to be a leader, don't think critically, they don't communicate properly. And these are just the core skills that you need, and it's holding them back. A really good paper by Matashri Tripathi in 2019 actually shows that technical ability isn't actually enough on average to excel in any career, and that what is critical is blending our well-rounded soft skills with our technical ability. Okay, so how do we improve well-rounded soft skills? Well, it really comes down to self-education, reading books like How to Win Friends and Influence People, but actually just recognizing that if you are 30, 40, 50, I don't know how, it doesn't really matter how old you are, recognizing that self-improvement is actually a lifelong journey. You can't just expect to become, I don't know, a chartered architect, accountant, or a lawyer and just think that you're God's gift to communication. You always can improve. There's always new theories, there's always new research. You can't stop getting better. So keep improving. Okay, number 5 is going to be innovative thinking. This refers, obviously, to innovative ideas, solutions, and even products that can provide a better value to your clients or even create some sort of quicker process. Now, a good way to think about this is it's about blending problem-solving skills with creativity, and that way you can develop innovative strategies to complete specific work tasks in a more efficient manner. An example that I have is one of the jobs that I do as a chartered surveyor is we do these things called dilapidation surveys. If you want to know more, Google it. But we basically conduct these massive investigations on commercial buildings where we collect a load of site information using dictaphones, notebooks, photos, and then we cast it all away back to the office and type it up into some sort of Excel document and Word document blended together. I know the whole thing was a freaking mission. So I had this idea of creating an application where I could collect all the information and output it at the same time. So I could do the inspection and the report almost on site. So I created this hybrid datasheet thing that contained all the information that I could collect on my phone and in the same format as we would send off to the clients. And actually this has 2 major benefits. Firstly, collecting all the information is so much easier, and second, it saves time because we will leave site with the report about 90% complete. So some pretty big benefits for the people doing the work and also the clients because they get it quicker in a more efficient manner. Now, I really believe that innovative thinking is probably the easiest way to really enhance your career progression. And the reason is because you're showing that you're thinking outside of the box and you're really personally vested in improving the company you work for. Now, it's definitely really tricky to be some sort of master innovative thinker when there's all these ridiculously intelligent tech firms out there. But what I would suggest doing is look at similar professions to yours and finding out what technology they use and how they conduct their business, and see if there's any time-saving measures that you could bring into your own profession to basically make it more efficient and better. Okay, so that's about it. And I'm going to post more content on self-improvement in the professional realm and generally life. Please hit the like or subscribe button, and that way the algorithm is more likely going to put my face into your home screen or whatever. I don't really know how it works, but that would be a really big help. Okay, anyway, so I hope you liked this video and I'll see you in the next one.